Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say it's been pretty busy for them. Pretty exciting for me to, keep on reporting this on the website. So got to make sure the blog is up to date.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So we're going to move into a few things this morning. One which we've been talking about a lot and that we're quite passionate about, and that is the fact that we are now seeing masks come back in Disney World and Disneyland. And talk us through this, Chase, because it's been brought on basically by the fact that we're now sort of protecting the unvaccinated. Would you say that's right?
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate that we had to get to this point, even after so many being vaccinated. But yeah, Disney is requiring, and this is at least nationwide. I'm not sure about where we are internationally, but at
Mm-hmm.
least nationally, we are having to wear masks indoors.
Yeah.
So any indoor queues, restaurants, unless you're eating food,
Mm-hmm.
attractions are, of course, are you're going to need to make sure that they're on, and that of course goes for cast members as well. They've been wearing them outdoors anyway, but so far it's just indoors for us. And then of course the Disney announced that all of their hourly and non-union cast members will need to be vaccinated or be tested frequently.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great move for Disney. A lot of major companies are picking up on this because they're realizing that there are just too many people like who are vaccinated who are having to pay consequences for people not doing this, and not getting vaccinated when it's really safe and easy to do so and so important.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so I haven't seen any feedback from cast members who are, upset about this or, happy about it. I haven't seen any conversation really. And
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's just because it's a very private thing for most of them. So they're not really discussing it over social media,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
fine.
Which is a good thing. Yeah.
But I did hear from cast members on TikTok, though, who are informing guests about masks, which is
Yep.
good, which is fine.
Yep.
So be sure that when you go to the parks, you have that with you on the side, just so you're making sure you're masking up when you get into a queue
Mm-hmm.
that's inside, which is a
Yep.
good part of, Disneyland has quite a few indoor queues that are quite large. Indiana Jones is one of them. Rise of the Resistance is going to be another one that has quite a lengthy indoor queue.
Yep.
Um, Haunted Mansion has a reasonably lengthy one, so you're outside for a little while,
Yep.
depending on how quickly the line is moving.
Yep.
But once you're inside the foyer and you're going into the stretching room, that's all going to be indoors, so you're going to need to wear a mask then.
Yep.
And of course, any Disney transportation, buses still require masks the entire time you're on Disney transportation.
Yep.
So, kind of good things to keep in mind when you're going out there so that you're not surprised when all of a sudden they say, "Oh, you need to wear a mask indoors." And you're like, "What? I didn't bring one." Well, the shops are
Well,
selling them.
yeah, absolutely. And have we seen or heard yet about perspex on all the rides, whether that's going to come back in or is it just masks at this point in time? Um,
As far as I know, it's just going to be indoors for now.
yeah. Okay.
Nothing Nothing else. Like, you can still not wear them outside if you're vaccinated, and just keep them on your kids on inside, and just make
Mm-hmm.
sure they're safe. And
Yep. And what's the age limit for children in Disney? Um,
um I believe it's going to be anything like 3 and up.
3 and up. Okay, fair enough. I've got a 3-year-old at home, and keeping a mask on her is incredibly difficult. So just bear that in
Sure.
mind as well when you go in. But look, once again, as President Biden said, this is turning into a disease of the unvaccinated. Just
Yeah.
do yourself a favor, just get vaccinated, because in the end, it's going to protect you, not only yourself, but you've got loved ones, you've got a
We'll get
family,
we'll
and
get back to some sort of
yeah,
normalcy. That's I
yeah,
mean, this is what it comes down to. If you want things to go back to normal,
yeah,
help your help your fellow people out. Just, talk to your doctor, find out what they think, if it's good for you, if it's the right thing to do, and then just make an appointment, cuz
yeah, yeah,
it is safe. It is there, just do your research and help everybody reach this goal that we have to have a safe nationwide
yeah.
protection against this deadly virus.
Yeah, I mean, speaking personally for me, down in Australia, we've had an outbreak of Delta. It hasn't been pretty because we now only have 20% of the population vaccinated. But what it has done is woken people up, and now we're getting a very big trend towards people getting vaccinated. So at this point in time, we haven't got enough Pfizer to get into people's arms. And that's how it's trending now. So a lot of people are after the vaccination here. And we've been set a a total number of 70% to get to before we stop lockdowns, and 80% before we can remove masks. So, our government very strict on it, and I think for everybody around the world, it's a way out. This is the only way out. It's the only way out back to normal life is to get vaccinated. And I do applaud Disney because they always keep everybody's safety in mind, and they're always at the forefront of starting up these sorts of things. So, as soon as the government advised that people should wear masks again, boom, it was back in Disney. So, I really appreciate the way that they look after people and have
Because it's
everybody's
not just
safety.
about their cast members, it's about guests too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, they want to keep their guests safe, and if they're unvaccinated at the moment, they really aren't safe, because Delta is sweeping through the world. It really is. Anyway, I can't half tell that we're pretty passionate about that. Moving on to something that's more pleasant at the moment. I mean, just get vaccinated, guys. But moving on, we're going to talk about something that's happening at Disneyland, and that is the introduction of the digital key. Now, if I can just bring up the little story that Disney put up this week. Let me get to that. Here we go. So now we're going to have, through the Disneyland app, a digital key, which is something that Disney has had for a while through the Magic Band system. So this will be a welcome change. You'll no longer have to use, well, I'm guessing that they'll give the cards anyway, but you'll be able to use your Disneyland app to open up your hotel room across Disney properties when you are staying inside in one of those properties in the park. You think this is something that everyone was looking forward to, Chase, or do you just think it's a bit gimmicky, or what do you think?
Oh, no, I think it's totally cool. We're just missing the magic band. Like, please, like,
Yeah.
let me buy those magic bands because they're so cool.
Yeah, it's
I would love
interesting.
to be able to
Yeah, it's
I would love
interesting
to be
how
able
it's
to
not
have one
there.
of those to open up my room. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love the technology.
Yep.
I think it's awesome. And, considering, I mean, if you think about how many rooms you have and the fact that they give guests new cards each time they come, that's a lot of plastic.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's just, who knows if they reuse those, if they, they're somehow able to reprogram, erase and recode them. But that's still a lot of plastic that's potentially being thrown away, or just not used extremely well. The app is really easy. You just pull it up, boom, you're
Yep.
in, and
Yep.
that's great. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just an interesting concept that you're talking about with plastics. Do you know how Disney are sort of coping with or trending towards carbon neutral at this point in regards to the environment? Have they got a plan at this point that you know about, Chase, heading towards carbon
Well, I
neutral?
know, like, the things that I've, of course, are going to be the small steps that they've taken in the past. So, of course, as you know, there are no plastic straws anymore. They've all
Yeah,
gone to paper
paper.
straws, which
Hmm.
is actually from a company that's out here in Arizona, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yep.
So they've started with that, and they're also talking about that even though they're planning on keeping Autopia, they're
Hmm.
talking about making them electric,
Right.
which would
Yep.
be another step in that direction
Yep.
because all of those cars use regular gasoline.
Mm.
So that is something that they constantly have to um, refuel all of those cars. That's quite a large group of cars.
Yep.
And they run, all day. So electric would be ideal, which will probably take out a lot of the noise of the engines from Autopia also.
Yeah.
So you've got the noise, you've got the gasoline.
Mm.
They switched the subs. The subs used to run on diesel,
Yeah, they did.
or they do now. Excuse me, they didn't
Didn't.
before, but I think
Yep.
they do now, which is a much cleaner burning fuel.
Yep.
And so it sounds like they're taking steps to doing that. I
Yep.
don't know where they are with their current carbon footprint
Hmm.
and what their plans are, but I know they're certainly conscious about it.
Yep. And so let's get back to the app. So, it's not just the unlocking the rooms. So you're going to have a new personalized home screen, which sounds like fun. Of course, it's going to let you into your hotel room and they will link the app at reception when you first check in. Um, and it'll be a tap to unlock the door. So it's a Bluetooth unlock. I'm guessing
Yep.
that it's going to be extremely secure as well. And there's going to be through the Disneyland app. There's going to be some new and more spots to mobile order snacks, and they're introducing this Trader Sam's souvenir mug,
Ooh, neat.
which is going to be exclusive to mobile order through the app as well. So that's really cool. And then, of course, PhotoPass will be linked through, and also new ways to shop using the merchandise mobile checkout. So it looks like they're redesigning the whole thing. So that's pretty exciting. One day we might get magic bands. We await that
It would be
day.
so cool. I mean, they have so many really neat ones. Like, some people love to collect those Loungefly bags, and if
Yeah,
if you can afford 70 to 90 some dollars for a Loungefly bag,
very
that's great.
expensive.
But
Yeah,
hey, I would love magic bands. I would buy those things like crazy because they're only what, anywhere from probably 13 to $20 a
yeah,
band,
yeah,
depending on, like, where you're at for like limited editions and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I would buy the heck out of magic bands.
I'm not sure how it works over in Disney World. Like, if you buy a 1 day ticket, do you get a disc to put inside the magic band, or do you just get a paper ticket?
Well, as far as I know, I think you can link everything because they've got an app too. So I have a
Yep.
feeling that it syncs with the app,
Yep.
and so you can add like you used to be able to add like a credit card and stuff like that. So if
Hmm.
you just you went up and you could just show your wrist and you've made your purchase.
Yep.
Um, so I'm sure they probably have a similar system where you're able to enter a room with the magic bands over in Florida, but you definitely can use them in the park. And there's
Yep.
also like other little things that you can interact with in queues and all that kind of stuff with your magic band. I believe there's something on Test Track where you can do some stuff where you
Yep.
like save or with your in the queue for building like your own like test car and
Yep.
stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it's a really cool system. And I mean, if you think about it, Disneyland kind of has it because they have the same sort of panels when, like they just run their, like, they'll take your ticket and they'll like run it around a system just like it. I mean, you've got the same looking type of panels. They just don't actually have that yet.
Yep.
They'll scan your phone or the physical ticket, but
Yep.
they have those panels. So I think they could implement a system like that at Disneyland. I would love to see it.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting how they haven't. Maybe they just want to keep a difference between the two parks, but they might come up with something different than a magic band, some other concept. Who knows? Looking forward to that, as we're looking forward to see what's going to happen with annual pass holders, right? To see
And
where that's
that's
going.
another thing to bring up really quickly.
Yep.
It's an article that I did do on the website where they've extended the benefits of annual pass holders to
Mm-hmm.
August
Okay.
15th,
Yep.
I believe. And um, it was this is a very interesting date because usually they push it out by a month.
Yep.
And so usually, they go month by month by saying, okay, we need to extend it because we still don't have a program. It's going to be in the news section just below. You'll see
Yep.
there it is right there, the Mickey icon in
Yep.
purple. And so what they said is significant about this is it's such a short amount of time. It's, probably about half the time that it typically would be for them to extend this. So it could be as early as August that we hear about the new annual pass program or membership, however they want to phrase it.
Yep.
Um, so they may announce that. I was thinking maybe they were going to wait until September when the California deal expires,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
California resident deal expires.
Yep.
But we may actually hear something because they said that those benefits were going to remain active until they had a replacement program.
Okay. Yep.
So that's a potential sign that we're going to hear something in a matter of weeks.
Yep. Yep. So, and here on the site, you can see all the discounts that you can still get as a
Yeah,
legacy
this one
pass
is
holder.
just a small list. I didn't want to go through the whole thing because it's quite extensive. You've got all kinds of shops and restaurants that accept the discount from annual passes. So I have a small list there to show you kind of what it looks like, how they lay it out.
Yep.
But you can get them from the official Disneyland website as to where your annual pass is accepted
Yep.
and what the discount is depending on which one you have. So discount A and discount B, I've
Mm-hmm.
included those as to which passes they were.
Yep.
Mine was an A, so I get that nice little. Unfortunately, it won't be existing if I go for my birthday, which is on the 24th.
Mm,
It'll have expired by then, but I'm hoping that they have a new program in place because that would be awesome.
absolutely. Absolutely, it would. We're waiting for that, and August this month would be a great time to hear about it as well.
Yeah.
So let's kind of head over to Disney World right now. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that are happening over there. First of all, being we had a bit of a sit around this week with some Imagineers who created the Star Wars Hotel, the Galactic Star Cruiser, talking about sort of the immersiveness. Now, we've talked about this before, how we're a little bit disappointed with the immersiveness of Galaxy's Edge. Well, I think this, from what I can see from this, we're really going to see that immersiveness come to this leaps abound. One thing a lot of people were asking for was the price, and they still haven't announced it as of this video. But what this video did talk about was, how you'll get up to the Star Cruiser. So as we all knew, you were going to go to what they're going to sort of a launch pad sort of idea to check in. We're going to move into a, probably a simulator that'll take you up. What was interesting from what I saw was that it'll be an immersive experience. You can get involved with the characters on board. For example, they were talking about you can go to the bridge and help someone, land into the, dock into the Star Cruiser. You'll see them on screen. And then and even help them smuggle some goods into the Star Cruiser, and then they're going to appear as a live action person later on, so you can actually say, "Hey, I helped that person get onto the ship. I helped them dock their luggage." They did also say that over dinner, which of course this is a 2-night stay, so you're going to get all your meals supplied for, so it's kind of like a cruise ship idea. They are
Okay.
going to have alien. Now here's some of the food, which looks pretty good. They're going to have an alien band playing as well over dinner, so
Nice.
that'll be really interesting. I think that the immersiveness that we were missing perhaps for Galaxy's Edge is going to come here in leaps and bounds. They also said that, if you just want to sit back and watch, you can do that as well, or you can get involved. And when you actually do go down to Batu for a visit, you get a more in-depth experience down in Batu as well. You might run into people that have actually been on the ship, and also you might have to do a few tasks when you get down to Batu as well to report back to the ship. So it's
Interesting.
very, very interesting. We did kind of get promised this when Galaxy's Edge first opened. We said there was going to be a lot of aliens. They said there was going to be a lot of aliens walking around, and we'd have our own story. Well, I think that is what's going to happen from what I could see. On the Star Cruiser, but
And I know
I'm pretty
that
excited about
the
it.
costumes are going to be acceptable, so you'll be able to wear
Yeah,
those
yep,
costumes or potentially be in a cosplay
yep,
type of thing, which will be really exciting because people have always wanted to do that, and sometimes it's hard to wait until like a Halloween event
yep,
when you can get all dressed up. So
yeah,
this will kind of take Disney bounding to the next level.
absolutely. And they mentioned that you can, one of the days you can be completely dressed up in whatever you like. And just really go over the top, and then the next day you can just come out in your tracksuit, whatever, whatever you like. There's no pressure to go either way. But I think there will be a lot of cosplayers that will love this experience, just, dressed up and be involved in a Star Wars experience. We still haven't got a price. We think that it's going to be expensive, but
Oh yeah.
I'm quite excited about it, to be honest. It
I
looks,
wouldn't expect it to be less than 1,000.
yep, yep. I would kind of agree with that. Yep. But looking at this video and looking at how immersive it's going to be, for a one-off experience for a Star Wars fan, like we are, and like a lot of people out there are, I think it's something that we'd want to do at least once in our lifetime. Especially as you mentioned, the immersiveness of characters, and also the fact that you can dress up. Well, it's just your ultimate dream experience, really, isn't it? Um,
Sure,
so
yeah.
so looking forward to to when it does open. They're saying spring next year. That they're going to start, having guests come through the doors. I'm pretty sure we're going to we'll get, a lot of the press. So we'll get a lot of YouTubers going through and taking a look. And we'll love to report back on it and, see how the experiences were for sure.
Yeah.
Because this looks, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. So yeah,
I'm sure
that's
we'll
great.
get all the major YouTubers who are dropping videos constantly, and
Yep, yep,
I'll of course be getting all of the, you know, I am a person that loves spoilers, so I would want to see everything, the ins and outs of everything, and what people think of the rooms and what goes on in those, for the lightsaber training, and
yeah.
what's the evening entertainment like. I love to be spoiled for that because it just makes me want to go there more.
Absolutely. And, yeah, the other thing they said, there's going to be a lightsaber battle between Rey and Kylo Ren as well, sort of. So that will be awesome to watch as well. And of course, we do expect to see those awesome lightsabers
Yeah.
that we saw back a couple of months ago. So really looking forward to it. I yeah, can't wait to see how this goes. And you know what? I'm already saving up to go. So already
Nice.
thinking about it. Already thinking about it, I reckon. But, I don't think we'll be back in the States for quite a few years to come. But anyway, we can still dream. The second thing that's happening at Walt Disney World is the 50th. And this week, we got a behind the scenes look at this is the fireworks show that's going to start up on October 1 at Disney World. And this is Harmonious. And this is the best look we've had at it since. And I'll tell you what, it looks pretty awesome, Chase. You think this is going to be this is going to be a fireworks show. This is going to be great.
I mean, they really do have to have something on this scale to replace Happily Ever After, because everybody is just heartbroken that they're taking away that show.
Yeah.
And so everybody is in a mad scramble to make sure that they see Happily Ever After before it's retired. And
Yep.
so you need something like this to meet the scale of a nighttime spectacular. And I really do think that it's going to step up to the plate. It looks amazing. Um, I know people are not a fan of seeing the barges on the water right now. They are very unsightly in the broad
They're big.
daylight.
They're big.
But
Yeah.
I think this will make up for it at
Yeah.
night when they see this show, just like you're seeing here on the screen.
Yep.
So I would definitely go and see it if I could make a trip out to Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I mean, what this talks about as well is that they're going to involve the crowd in the fireworks show. So they've talked
Oh,
about the characters being silhouetted on screen and getting you to put yourself inside the character. So that's an
interesting.
interesting concept, which I kind of really like. It's going to be something different. And look, it looks, I mean, I know they're unsightly during the day, absolutely, as they were with the old barges as well. I mean, they were, I think they used to pull them out into a small lagoon off to the side in the past. But I mean, these barges are just too massive for that. So you're never
They're
going to be able to get rid.
massive.
Yeah, you're never going to get rid of them. But I think, like you said, once you see this sort of imagery and you see the show, I think that it's going to be well worth the unsightliness, if we like to call
It
it
was
that,
so
during the
funny
day.
with that big piece in the middle there. A lot of my friends were looking at it and they're like, Disney is building a Stargate.
Yeah, it does look like a bit of a Stargate, doesn't it? Oh, yes. Now that you mention it, I was a huge Stargate fan when it was out as well. It was a great series. But
Right.
anyway, we won't go down that track. But yeah, this show is going to be fantastic. I'm sure we're going to see Bryan cover this on his channel as well as soon as it's on.
Absolutely.
Knowing him, will probably be there in the opening, so that's great. Guys, we're missing Bryan today. By the way, don't forget to go over to his channel, Brian's Magic Life, and make sure you subscribe. Give his videos big thumbs up. He's starting to get quite a few subscribers of late, all because the content's great over there, very informative, and he's in the parks like 1, 2, 3 times a week lately. So, yeah, anything Disney World, go over and subscribe, and we hope to see Brian back back on the show really, really soon. Unfortunately, he's got a big work commitment at the moment, but every time we can get him on, he's on, whether he's live in the parks or whether he's sitting here with us from his home. So awesome. So moving on to our next topic, which was some news with the Disney Wish. So the Disney Wish we'll go past that. Disney Wish this week sort of announced all the things that they're going to do for adults on board the ship, which is great news. So if you've not been on a Disney cruise before, they they do separate an adult section away from the children so that you can get some adult time. So over 21s can go to this section, and that involves a couple of bars and nightclubs, but also a separate pool area, and also some lounges and things like that where you can sort of get away from the kids. Look, let me tell you as well, the kids have got so much to do on board these cruises, and they probably don't want their parents hanging around for half of it, so they're happy to go off to anything else that's happening. But things like they've got a Tangled themed hairdresser here.
Wow.
Which looks really nice. And then for the men, you've got sort of a Peter Pan barber situation. There will be a spa on board as well. What I'm really keen to see is the Star Wars bar, which looks really awesome as well. And also there's a plethora of pubs and nightclubs and that sort of thing for the adults to do as well. So these,
That looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the spa, and this is like I said, the adult area. Sort of a forest theme I've got for the adult area. And then the restaurants, with Disney cruises, you do get sort of a rotation of restaurants, and they're really fantastic, but you can splinter off to a sort of more upmarket, adults only paid restaurant experience if you want to as well. So yeah, really happy to hear about this. It does happen on most of the Disney cruises, but some of these areas look fantastic, and we've seen some of the the kids areas as well, and they look absolutely fantastic as well. So really looking forward to look at this ship. I don't think it's sailing until next year. Is it, Chase? I think it's 2022. This
I think that sounds right.
Yeah. But we do have cruises beginning again in August, Disney cruises. I believe Royal Caribbean's already cruising the Bahamas, etc. But they have said that there will be, either a proof of vaccination or a test done before you get on board.
Right.
So be prepared for that one. But really happy to have cruising back, and this ship just looks absolutely fantastic.
It does. It's like a luxury mansion on the water.
Yeah. Yeah, and interesting to see how the Imagineers planned this out with, sort of 3D modelling and screens. They really go all out with the planning. Like everything at Disney is just so fastidiously planned, so it works out so perfectly. So yeah, I mean, for interest sake, just going back to the Galactic Star Cruises, they were 5 years in the planning before they started building for that hotel. Yeah. So there's the Star Wars bar. Yep. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to that. And great to see, all this new stuff. It'll be great to see it in the flesh as we see some vlogs come out on it. So really happy about that. Moving on, away from the parks now, I just wanted to, and cruise ships, I just wanted to talk about something that came out this week. A little movie that came out this week. um, I don't know how we're going to play this, Chase. First of all, I'll say spoiler alert, but I don't want to really spoil it too much for everyone because I mean this is so fresh that we don't really want to tell everyone about it. What I will tell you though, if I just bring up a little Facebook group here, is that we had a huge amount of money made on this movie with the opening. I'm talking about 32 million on the opening of the movie, that's a record for streaming apparently, by the way. So yeah, it looks like it's been well received, that's for sure.
And I think that has everything to do with the fact that Dwayne Johnson was absolutely pushing for this film on his social media. He was reaching out to his fans personally, like, hey, let me show you a preview.
Yep.
Let me, let me show you this, let me show you that, let me tell you about my relationship with Emily Blunt on the set. And then, of course, there was the big reveal in Disneyland for the world premiere. So not only did you have them show up in downtown Disney with his tequila truck and just letting everybody have tequila and snacks. He purchased that for everybody, so that it was all free. But then, of course, he shows up in Jungle Cruise fashion on the attraction with Emily Blunt, who just looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And the premiere was just amazing. And so many people got to catch it who otherwise probably would never go to a red carpet event. But they got to see it being at Disneyland. And of course they showed the film right there in the Fantasyland Theater. But I loved this movie. I absolutely loved it.
Yep. And you mentioned to me during the week that you felt like it was, had a sort of Indiana Jones sort of flavor to it.
Yeah.
Which
it did.
I would totally agree with.
Indiana Jones and Pirates of the Caribbean kind of feel to it.
Yep. Especially the creature moments. I think, they had a very sort of first Pirates of the Caribbean sort of feel to them. But it was total quality. There is a really big twist at the end. I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to really ruin it for anyone at this stage. But expect a big twist and a really surprising ending. So look forward to that. But we've been waiting for this. It was meant to be released last year. It was ready last year. So it was delayed by a year, hoping that we could get an all theatre release. But times have not allowed that, and they have to get it out at some stage. But I think the idea that Disney's releasing it at the theatres, if you want to go see it on a big screen, and also with Disney Plus for everyone that doesn't at this point in time, it's the only thing they can really do at this point in time. You can't exclusively, I think, and this is just my personal opinion, release something exclusively at movie theatres right now, because I don't think people feel safe enough to go back in droves to the movie theatres. What do you think about that situation at the moment, Chase?
No, I absolutely agree with you. I think it's too soon to kind of pack people in theaters like it used to be. Talking about films like Endgame and with the Avengers and everything. You could easily make, a couple $1 billion on the box office grosses, but right now you can't get those kinds of numbers. So it's extremely important to deliver this to people, and their streaming platform is a great way to do that. So having Dwayne talk about this on social media and really promoting the film and talking about it for Disney Plus and theaters was really, really great to see. He's really proud of this film.
Mm, mm.
It means a lot to him. And he made such great relationships with all of the cast that was on board.
Mm.
Um, pun intended.
Yeah. Yep.
And but I thought it was a fantastic film. It was fun. I didn't, I had no idea that it was going to be quite like this, because I was like, okay, how is this going to relate to the ride at all? But throughout the film, there's quite a bit of Easter eggs, and
Yep.
just overall, like, the puns are hilarious. I have to say that he is so funny trying to be like having the skipper jokes from even the classic before the. I mean, if you've always been writing Jungle Cruise, you kind of get to know the script really well. So to hear some of the puns come back in the film were just fantastic. It had me
Yep.
just like rolling in laughter.
Yep.
And some of the puns that he added on, the side were just hilarious. So it's definitely funny. It does get very serious at times. And you're just like, wow, this is really deep and emotional and awesome. And I had a lot of fun watching it. I think I've seen it like at least 3 times since it came out. And that was, it's only been like
Couple of days,
today's
really.
being the first. So it's only been
Yeah.
like a day and so that, a
Yeah, it's a
couple days.
definitely a rewatcher. And something that this is a blockbuster we've been waiting for, really, on Disney Plus. There's been a lot of good movies released, but I think this probably is the blockbuster we've all been waiting for. And look, it didn't disappoint. So either go catch it in the movies if you feel comfortable with that, or I think it's. I'm not sure how much it is in the States. It's about 35 Australian dollars to purchase the movie.
29.99 is what it
Thank
costs
you.
to buy Premiere Disney
Yep.
Premiere films. So
Yeah.
I don't believe that price has changed for any of them. So
Right. Yep.
Mulan, Cruella, Black Widow, they're all 29.99 to get them on the Premiere Plus.
Yep. So I think it's if it's something that you're really into, I think it's a good price set by Disney to actually purchase this. When you think about taking the whole family down to the theater, it's going to cost you a lot more than that. So yeah,
Sure.
really good deal, especially with such a movie as this. And of course, I really enjoyed Black Widow as well, so I thought that was well worth the purchase price as well. Of course, after a few months, they do release these. They have released in the past these types of movies free to streamers as well. After a couple of months
Yeah,
of running.
August, what was it? It'll be around, I think, I want to say it's the 27th for Cruella. Will
Right.
be August 27th. So this month, and the 27th of this month for Cruella, which will be free to all Disney Plus subscribers. And I
Yep.
think October for Jungle Cruise.
Yep. Okay. So, that's not too long to wait. And that's the kind of sort of thing we were waiting for, when, in 2019, we were waiting for about that long to come out of the movie theaters and actually appear on streaming services. So, yeah, over the moon with the movie. I don't want to reveal too much. I don't know about you, Chase, but get along. Make sure you get along and see it at the theaters, or get it sent to your Disney Plus. Fantastic movie,
Absolutely.
loved it. So moving on, just with things on Disney Plus, just wanted to go to Bad Batch now, which was a very good episode. Look, last week I said that was probably my least favorite episode, and I think they've bounced back with one of probably my favorite episodes now. So what was this one called? War something? What was this episode called? we're up to episode 14 now, so two left to go.
Two
But
more to go,
two
yeah.
more to go. But this, before we get started, spoiler alert, we're going to spoil here, so please tune out if you don't want to be spoiled. But this was presented a big and deep emotional moment for Omega, as we saw Hunter captured by the Empire, which is a really big and emotional moment. What do you think of the episode, Chase?
I thought it was pretty awesome, and it also, it again, it helps us understand where they are on the timeline because, as they pointed out, they looked at them and they said they changed their armor.
Yeah.
So it looks like we have the TK stormtroopers coming in,
Yep.
and even I believe it was either Tech. I think it might have been Tech who said, I don't know what that classification of trooper is.
Yeah. Yep.
So this is where we're seeing the standard TK stormtroopers come in from like A New Hope. So this is where we're seeing them for the first time. We're seeing their armor.
Yep.
For the first time, standard TK stormtrooper armor, which is really great.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we're finally getting to understand here that the Empire has terminated the contract with the Kaminoans.
Yeah.
So they no longer need their services as cloners. And this is
Yep.
where we also realized that that's when they started recruiting, uh, humans basically
Non-clones.
to
Yep.
be stormtroopers.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're no longer using clones for stormtroopers, and that's a big significant step for them.
Yep.
We're getting ready to come into um, leading up to A New Hope.
Yeah.
So this was a very, very good episode. Lots of classic Star Wars in here for you.
Yeah. Lots
And
of Easter
I
eggs.
absolutely agree with you. This was hard watching Omega, beg Hunter to come back, like to go
Yep.
and get him. It's like, you have to go and get him. And he's like, no, we can't. And begging Hunter, come back, tell them to come back,
Yeah.
and he says, I can't. And so it's going to be a really big deal to go and get Hunter and make sure that they're all reunited,
Yeah.
because otherwise there's always that I can't talk this morning. There's always some alternative that something bad is going to happen to Hunter, and I hope that's not the fact.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, it wasn't looking good at the end of the episode, but look, I think I I get the feeling he's going to get rescued. I don't think we can lose Hunter. I think he's too big a part of things. I mean, he's really is the leader of the Bad Batch in every sense of the word.
Right. And we're definitely seeing here that, and it was kind of, I think I called this, is that we're not seeing any change for Crosshair. He is still very much
Yeah.
in line with his objectives, and he is in no way, even in the slightest bit of questioning change. It's just like, I will follow orders to the end of the galaxy, and he is just nasty. I just I
Mm,
cringe every time I see
mm,
Crosshair on screen.
yeah.
So seeing him, being reunited, he's like, I figured it was you that that was going to be here, or that he was there, that he showed up, and he was like, I was hoping to get all of them, but I've got you. So
Yeah.
I think Hunter's going to be used as bait to get
Yeah.
them all in one
Yep.
spot.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that, and yeah, it's looking pretty precarious for Hunter. I look, but it's good to see twists and turns like this. I was happy very much how they explained where the stormtroopers are headed now, from clones to actually recruits. And does explain now that a lot of them aren't very well trained as well, hence the fact that they can't hit anything when they fire. So that's kind of
And
explaining all that sort of stuff as well. Go
and we
ahead,
got
Chase.
that new we got that new clone in there from Rex,
Yeah.
and if I remember correctly, his name is Gregor.
Yep. That sounds right. Yep.
And so he was pretty cool. He definitely knows what he's doing,
Mm.
and of course he's escaped, but not successfully. And they pointed that out to him. They're like, "You're here," and he's like, "Yeah, but I escaped." And he goes, "Yeah, but you're here."
Here. So they're a bit worried about that in the end, but
So it's
yeah.
like, so
Yeah.
they're kind of like, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to get out of here if you couldn't get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but look, it's good to see that we sort of we come from you know, probably my, a filler episode in we're back in the game again, aren't we? Really. So that's great news. So while we're on sort of Disney productions, we did get a kind of release of which you put on your site. Thanks for that, Chase. Of Shang-Chi, which is the new movie that's come through to that's going to come out, we believe, in the cinemas, and also we will get this on Disney Plus as a special release as well. I know this
I
is
haven't heard about this one coming to Disney Plus yet.
right.
So
Okay. Yep.
this looks like it might just be a strictly to theater release.
Right. Right. So yeah. So but this is looking good. I haven't actually seen this clip yet. So interesting to take a look. But we're looking at a sort of Asian sort of themed Marvel situation here. So we've got a lot of martial arts fighting, and also talking about these mystic 10 rings that brings power. But these scenes look great. I think the movie's going to be fantastic. Personally, I know it's finished filming because I know that someone that was on the set. So we're looking forward to this one. Thanks for posting it on the site. What are you looking forward to this? Do you think this is one you'd want to see at the movies, Chase?
Absolutely. The more I see of this, the more interested I am in going
Yep.
to see it. I think these the characters that we've seen so far look absolutely amazing. It looks pretty exciting. You've got, these rings are clearly, it's like it's something that's inherited, because his father is talking about, I'm not sure if you'll be able to. I want to make sure you'll be able to wear them. Like I guess it's like either like the burden of, or the big, responsibility you have wearing them, because it brought so much power to their family. But it looks like he is not in a good relationship with his father. It looks like his father's kind of more evil, and here he
Okay.
is being, kind of more on the good side of things, more like a hero. So it's going to be interesting to see the conflict, of this family, these characters, and their development. But it looks like it's going to be a really, really awesome film. So
Yeah. Yep.
the actor was, I watched a featurette, that was available on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and the cast members who are part of this film were very excited, about what it meant to be involved in the MCU
Yep.
and have you know their individual culture represented.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so I think it'll be a nice change to the direction of Marvel in general, because there are so many projects coming out,
Oh,
that there has to be one that really stands out, and I think this one will do that.
yeah. It's good to have something out that's completely different as well. And I think what Disney does well through their movies, animated movies as well, is that they involve all cultures around the world. There's for instance sake, there's an animated movie coming out that we've seen a trailer release that's is it Cuba that they're concentrating on?
Uh,
Yeah,
I
South America.
want to say yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's South America, but yeah. So my point is that they do involve many cultures around the world, and that's great to see. We like inclusion, and Disney does it so well. So that's Shang-Chi. We'll see. I think we're seeing Thor and the next Thor movie being made at the moment as well, which will be really exciting. I'm really looking
Love and
forward to that.
Thunder.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. We haven't seen any trailers come out for that. I believe it's still in filming, but that will be
I
a
think the
great
next
release
big
as well.
trailer we should be expecting is going to be Spider-Man. Whenever they
Ah,
finally release that, I think No Way Home should
yep.
be the next big Marvel movie that we'll expect to see a trailer. And some people are like, maybe it'll be a week, maybe it'll be 2 weeks, maybe, because it's, you know, the date is quickly approaching. So we're hoping to get some sort of major trailer um,
Hmm.
at some point, and not just, because we've already gotten a teaser. We've gotten our teaser trailer that showed the name of the film on the
Yep.
whiteboard. So it's time for a full out trailer, and it's just a matter of time before it drops.
Yep. 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 Really looking forward to that. To see that as well. As we always say, so many projects that Disney Studios are handling at the moment through animation, through Disney Plus, which has been an awesome platform for us over the last couple of years. So very excited about a lot of projects coming through there to the movies and to Disney Plus. So talking here for another hour of Disney. Seems to go by very, very quickly. Anything else that we want to bring up this week, Chase, that's happened in the world of Disney that you can direct us to?
I did find out that the latest statue in the group of statues being released for Walt Disney World is Edna Mode from
It
Incredibles.
That'd be a good one. There's going to be 50
She
of
will
them out
be
up there.
at she will be at Disney Studios.
Oh, okay. So so they're doing them at different places around the parks. They're not all at Magic
Yeah,
Kingdom.
they're distributing. I mean,
All right.
with if you're going to do like 50 statues, you really do have to distribute them between all the
Yeah.
different parks, I think,
Yeah.
in order to keep them from being just overwhelming in one park. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw a brief video somewhere. I don't remember where I saw it, but they did show her, and she is fantastic in all of her Edna Mode ways. She's a
Absolutely.
great character. She's very flamboyant and expressive in her own way. So
Yeah.
that's a good addition to the group of statues that they're doing for the 50th.
Yeah, definitely. They've got sort of a teaser section in Orlando International Airport, I believe, of the statues. So you can catch that as you come through into Orlando. But they look fantastic in that, in that bright gold. They're going to look fantastic. There's
Oh yeah.
so many things happening in Disney World at the moment. The castle got its 50th emblem in the last few days as well, and that looks absolutely magic. We saw that on Bryan's channel on the last vlog, and that looks absolutely fantastic now that castle's finished. And I think such an improvement comparing it to the 25th birthday, where the castle looked like a big cake. I think this is a lot
I
more.
remember that.
I think this is a lot more magical than making a birthday cake out of the castle. But each to their own. Some people like birthday cake castles. Some people like iridescence castles. I'm just more of the iridescence fan. Um, but yeah, that was a big debate on Facebook this week. Which castle do you like best? And most people are on my side, to be honest. Most people liked the iridescence look rather than the big birthday cake.
I mean,
So
you can do all that now. If they wanted to do that, they could certainly do it with image mapping technology now.
absolutely, absolutely. I think 25 years ago it was a bit of an issue to do image mapping on the castle, but these days,
Yeah.
I'm sure, I'm sure when we see the 50th fireworks show that's going to happen at Magic Kingdom, that we will see some sort of birthday cake appear on the castle. But we're looking forward to that. As you know, as an ode to the 25th, we should make it a birthday cake as well, I guess. For those 3 people in the world that really liked it as a birthday cake. But anyway, I'm not going to really comment anymore on the birthday cake situation. But I was really happy. I was really happy to see, the final pieces go onto the castle, and it does look absolutely fantastic. And only Disney can do those sorts of things. So, October 1 is when that all gets underway with Harmonious. And we will see at that point as well the opening of Ratatouille, which we've all been looking forward to. That's a trackless ride system over there at Epcot. That's going to be fantastic.
Yep.
But lots more happening. Stay tuned to Bryan for all that. And stay tuned to us, because Brian's on here quite often and he does fill us in on all the stuff it's happening, and we've all got our ear to the ground. Guys, before we go, just wanted to talk to you about, we've got a couple of Facebook groups going. We've got Instagram going, at Magic Partners Live, of course. If you guys have any questions, are you heading into the parks, or you want to go see a movie and you want some advice from us, please feel free to go over there and ask any questions you want. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell, because we're here every week. We're always talking about Disney. So if you love Disney, this is the place for you on a weekly basis. So subscribe, ring the bell, and give us a thumbs up and drop a comment on the videos, and ask us something that we may not have covered this week that you particularly want to know about, because we probably do know about it, but but it's just hard to fit everything into 1 hour. We don't really want to go too much over an hour, as we have again today, but because we liked you guys to get as much as, don't want to really hold you guys up too much. But look, another big week in Disney, another big show. Anything else we need to mention quickly before we go, Chase? I think we're all up to date as far as the important stories of the week. Action-packed again. Really looking forward to the 50th. We look forward to being able to use our phones to get into our hotel rooms over at Disneyland as well. That's great news. And look, Jungle Cruise was a huge success this week as well. So really happy about that. Guys, we will see you next time. Chase and I, and hopefully Bryan, will seeing you before next weekend, hopefully. Just stay tuned to the channel and Facebook, and also Instagram so we can let you know exactly when we're going live. There will be a rewatch of this episode, so if you've missed it, you can rewatch it as soon as we've finished the show today. But until next time, Chase, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to head over to DisneylandToday.net, subscribe, guys, and drop a big thumbs up for Chase, and leave your messages there. Chase is only happy to answer anything, and take the quiz. We got the Disney quiz on Disneyland Today.
Yeah, I'm gonna be changing them up here pretty soon, so we're gonna get some new questions in.
Oh, because I didn't do so well on the first one. I think I only got 7 out of 10, so I'm looking forward to doing better next time. But head over there. That's a lot of fun as well. And we will see you next week at a time to be determined. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll see you real soon. Bye from the Magic Partners. See you later.
Bye.